Alright, scientists, so let's have a look at the difference between organic and inorganic compounds. So, very quickly, with organic compounds, we see that they're generally made within organisms. They can definitely be made artificially, but generally it's what organisms tend to be made up of, hence the name. And they are common examples are proteins, lipids, carbohydrates, nucleic acids, but we could also have in there plastics. What else could we have? We have polymers of any kind. Well, yeah, polymers. Sugars. Sugars fit under the carbohydrate badge, but yeah. All right. So basically, they contain carbon and hydrogen. Okay. They mainly originate from living things, but can also be manufactured, and that gets us down to our plastic and polymers down here. They combust and decompose to form carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, and carbon. They are made up of covalent molecular bonds, and they include things such as hydrocarbons, alcohols, esters, all these guys down here, all your alkanes, and so forth. Let's have a look at inorganic compounds. Now, some examples are water, salt. These are the important ones for living organisms, and there are a bunch of others too. So they don't have carbon, except for metallic ionic bonds in the carbon. They can have carbonates, hydrogen carbonates, carbon oxides, and carbides. So they do have carbon, but it's not necessarily a carbon backbone like we have in most organics. They have covalent network compounds, covalent molecules, and ionic compounds, so there's a larger range. It's a bit less exclusive. They do not decompose to form carbon and are made from natural minerals, usually. So let's have a look at some trends. Basically, with organics, we have low melting points or boiling points. In organics, we have high, usually, because oxygen gas is inorganic, as is hydrogen gas. So they usually have a high melting point or boiling point. They're usually insoluble in H2O. Mostly those that are soluble are the ones with low molar masses. So what this is meant to mean, is it's usually insoluble in water. Mostly those with low molar masses are the ones which are soluble. So like ethanol is soluble, but octanol is not. Inorganics can be soluble in water. Some are, some aren't. There's more variation. Again, that's the key here. They are soluble in organic liquids. Inorganics tend to be insoluble in organic liquids. They are larger and more complex molecules, whereas inorganics tend to be smaller with fewer atoms, smaller molecules. Organics are flammable or highly flammable, and they tend to decompose to carbon, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide. If inorganics are flammable, they do not decompose to carbon, carbon monoxide, or carbon dioxide. Your organics are composed mainly of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, but carbon's the big deal. And whereas your inorganics might have some carbons, but they don't have carbon-hydrogen bonds or carbon-to-carbon bonds. Alright, I hope that made sense, and you know the difference now between an inorganic and an organic molecule. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Thanks for watching. Bye now.